is right for me to feel this way about all of you, since I have you in my heart, and whether I'm in chains or defending and confirming the gospel, all of you share in God's grace with me. God can testify how I long for all of you with the affection of Jesus Christ. Now, if I'm Paul, there's got to be a moment where I'm feeling kind of abandoned. And I'm wondering, does anybody really care? The Philippians, they made sure Paul knew they cared. They stood with him. Even though that might have meant they were going to be linked with this rebel. Even though that might have meant they're going to be persecuted alongside Paul. And that gave Paul this great affection for them. When we go through tough times, sometimes those tough times reveal exactly who actually cares for us. When things get really, really hard in our lives, and we look up and we see who has stayed around, who are still by our side, that's when we know these people must really care because it's hard right now, and yet they're still here. I love how he says, by the way, he says in verse 7, all of you who share God's grace with me. Even in prison, even in this dark moment, Paul could still see the grace and goodness of God. How? Because there's people there to show it to him. There's these other people there to remind him of that. God is still good. Why? Because there are still people who care. I wonder if you can say that at certain moments of your life or even today. I know that God is still good, not because my circumstances are ideal, not because I'm living my best life. I might be really struggling and I might not be where I want to be, but I know God is still good. Why? Because there are still people in my life who care about me. We should be thankful about that. When we care about people, we are a reminder of God's grace to them. So be thankful for the people who support you. Be thankful for the people who sincerely care about you. We owe a debt of gratitude to those people who continue to show us God's grace and God's goodness.